was funny, and it was funny. And I think that had it gone the other way, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Had you won over Katt Williams, we wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation. So it's unfair to say I should have stopped it just because you lost. That's unfair. And I'm not. But let me just say this. You're my partner, and I love you. So I never want to hurt your feelings. So the fact that it happened and hurt your feelings, I feel bad for. But your husband shouldn't have picked up the phone and called me. That was wrong. This is business. Your husband ain't got nothing to do with V103. That's right. Or to pick up the phone and call me. That'd be like my wife calling you because you said something about me. Right. That's inappropriate. So I was hurt by that. I understood because looking online and seeing everything that happened online was hurtful. And it wasn't just hurtful for you. Right. People talking about you hurts me because we're family. I'm not sitting there looking online laughing. Because I'm looking at it oh, that's my partner. So I didn't like it. Hey, but he was laughing when Katt was going in on that airplane. Now, that's a Newport 100. Yo, my man's about to explode. You see his face? Yo, look at his face. Look at I gotta put that in the thumbnail. Oh, snap. That's too funny. To address the whole thing about how it got out, amongst other people that were in the office, we thought you were okay with it. Okay, but I wasn't asked. I wasn't asked. Nor are you asked for any of the other clips that have gone up. Let's not play that. When they put up stuff that nothing happens, nothing controversial, no tit for tat, even if there was some banter going back and forth, you probably wasn't asked about those clips either. Because if they asked you about those clips, they would have asked you about this clip. Let's hear what Frank has to say. And I played it in the office. But you still, okay, when we got off the air, we all went into the studio, right? Yeah. And we played, I'm looking at your computer, and there's a first bar that I'm telling you, she mad after the fact. She wasn't mad then. The second bar, which I know that the guy in the back, the person edited. So, the lack of responsibility here. None of the stuff that came out of Katt Williams' mouth, what he said, hadn't she said the stuff that she said to him. She wants other people to be responsible for the stuff that came out of her mouth. No. Take accountability. What unfolded for a reason. I edited. Okay, well, whoever edited. Okay, so when we got in the office, you were playing it for the digital person. I sat in the chair and I listened to it. And so the first part played about the whole Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart thing, whatever. Then you played the second half. So you explained to him this is when Katt Williams and Wanda got into it. So we were all clear on it took place. So when the digital guy came back to the door, he said, I'm going to go figure out what I can put together and I'll be back. So I'm hung tight, we waited, whatever. So he sat and listened to the entire thing in its entirety. So when he left and came back, I don't think you were in the room. He came back and he came to the door and he said, okay, I'm going to start where Kevin Hart starts to talk, where Katt Williams started to talk about Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and I'll end there. And so I took it as, okay, well, that's all he's going to play. That's how I took it. It may have been a misunderstanding, but I heard that in my ears. So when I saw it on, am I correct? Okay. When I saw it on, I don't think he agrees with you. Okay, he doesn't agree. Okay, when I saw it and all the other stuff, I'm like, okay, I have no idea. I think the misunderstanding was what the digital department was talking about was the tease. Okay, the 1 minute tease that goes on Instagram. Okay, he was talking about where he was going to cut the tease. Okay. I wasn't clear with that. But what happens in the studio, we normally play the whole thing back, right? You know what I mean? And we do that. We play the whole thing back. So, for that, I think that was the misunderstanding because I truly left here thinking we were good with it. I would never put something on the air. I mean, obviously what happened on the air happened, but I would never recirculate something that was uncomfortable. I mean, I was But let me say this. Let me be transparent and say this. I had to get on this radio station and talk about my bankruptcy. Absolutely. Now, I talked about it and talked about my divorce. After I got off the air, I felt some kind of way. But when I went on YouTube to watch it again, it hurt me. But I had to let it go because it's already there. It's already out there. So I know how it hurts when you go back and you've had time to think about it. You know what I mean? And I don't really think it's cause to, blame anybody. It was just, I did it. I took the shot. I said what I said on the air. Subsequently, digital taped it, and the interview lives. That's crazy. The same thing that I was saying, my job, like I said, I ain't seen no parts of this. The same thing I said about being accountable for what comes out of your mouth. That's exactly what Braysky here is doing. I've done it. I've been on this daggone platform for almost 5 years now. I have said some stuff that I wish I could take back. But I said it, I take accountability for it, and I move past it. Online. And I've had to be okay with it. Right. Other people, we're gonna take a quick break because and the interview lives online. And I've had to be okay with it. Right. Other people, we're gonna take a quick break because there's other calls that people want to talk about. And then we'll talk about if you want. What happened after? I do. I just want to clear a few things up. Okay. And the best part is it's still online. It's still on the YouTube channel. It never went nowhere. It's going to be bad. Y'all about what happened at the comedy club, so that we're clear. It's Frank and Wanda in the morning discussing the viral situation with Katt Williams that happened over the weekend from Wanda, from Friday to Monday morning. It's been going crazy. But many people want to know what happened on Saturday with the reports that are coming out, and including the report that came out on SandraRose.com. Okay, so Saturday night, which I always perform at Atlanta Comedy Theater, Red Grant was a headliner. So, I got to the comedy club to do what I do every single Saturday. So when I got there, I always have a guest list. So I had a guest list with a couple people who were supposed to come. My makeup artist had some people that were supposed to come. So what happened was they asked, they were like, Wanda, you got guests? I said, yeah. So I brought the comedian on, and I went back in the green room. So one of the guys came and said, hey, Wanda, you got guests at the back door. So I left the green room, and I went to the door, the back door, where we normally let our guests in. So when I they opened the door, I'm looking, I didn't see them. I saw two of the people, but I was looking for Rick. So I walked outside the door. And when I walked outside of the door, I saw Katt Williams and his bodyguard walking up towards the comedy club. And so he saw me, and he made a beeline to where I was, came over and was like, I told you, effing with me will make you go viral. And that's what my husband said. So he said to you? Yes, he came over. He was walking and walked over from where he was in the street in front of the grocery store, walking down. He made a beeline turn to come over where I was and said, I told you, effing with me will make you go viral. And that's what my husband said, hey, dog, man, find someone to do, dog. I jump on it, and then, the police was there. The police is always there. Security is always there. All the time. The police is always there. So all the rumors that are out there, I can't move forward. Yeah, we can't address it anymore legally because of that. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. The phone lines are open. People are calling. 741-WVEE, Frank and Wanda in the morning on the People Station, D103, discussing the viral situation that happened with our interview with Katt Williams. I jumped on your big ass. That's what he said. Yeah. Talking about the viral situation. And so now I know what was being said during that heated exchange. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the video. Y'all already saw it because I just did what I'm telling y'all now. I was letting the video play while she was saying that. And it went down with Katt Williams. You're on V103. And we know Katt Williams is who he is. You have to put on your Facebook man that you can't expect Frank to step in the conversation or do something because that's what he does. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's about. And so I think that, you can take this one or two ways. You can take it and say, yeah, it went too far, whatever. Or you can say, you know what, it did go viral. So let me use it to my advantage. C103, go right ahead. When he came, he did not come in love. He came with hatred. And you guys were the portal. You opened that door and hatred came in and spread across the nation. He never, when he started speaking, it was to boast. Love does not come boasting. And I thank you for opening this conversation and spreading the love and apologizing to that hatred spirit for even spreading it across the nation and opening that portal for the internet. So I thank you, and I just wanted to say that. How you feel about that? I mean, I'm listening to everybody, and I receive what everybody have to say. But that's just, it is what it is. And again, didn't want it to go that far. I just didn't. I didn't feel comfortable with it going that far.
She has yet to agree with anything that anyone has said that called in that made some sound arguments on it. She just says, I'm receiving it, and that's what it is. Okay.
I invited him in, and she said, you invited him in, and I did.
Oh, so that's the one that she wants to agree with, the one that says you invited negativity in. Okay, interesting.
So, it's kind of, how I feel. And again, I did apologize to my listeners, whoever I hurt, you know what I mean? And if you felt like, this was wrong, then I apologize. I have no problem with that. But I do know that it felt like an agenda when it came into the radio station, period, when we got here. So I don't know. This is my first time meeting him. So I'm not playing victim. I'm just, putting out there exactly what happened. So I receive it. I'm not a jokester, like going back and forth. I don't know how to do that.
So she keeps saying that, but yeah, she proclaims she's a comic too. I feel like if you're a comic, you should be strong. You should be real good at being able to go back and forth with somebody.
I have no problem with that. Yeah, he did it. He won. He did it. I wasn't expecting it. It threw me off. It threw me totally off. I wasn't focused on, I'm getting ready to go back and forth with Katt. That's what he do. I received that.
You started it, he finished it. Got it.
And I received anybody that's doing well. I know Kevin Hart responded. Did we have?
Yeah, Kevin Hart did
respond.
Kevin made a quick statement. Obviously, Tiffany Haddish did respond by saying that she's famous now because Katt talked about her. And Kevin Hart responded a little bit on his social media.
Other people are choosing to frown and make an attempt to shit on my sister's bright light. I choose to turn up the knob and make that light brighter. Shout out to my sister Tiffany Haddish, star of the movie Girls Trip. Had a phenomenal year. Let me break it down to you because I love this song. I go backwards. I remember the days when Tiffany Haddish was sleeping out of her car. I remember the days when Tiffany Haddish was homeless. I remember the days when Tiffany Haddish had not a dime in her pocket, worked hard, grinded, got to where she is today. And at the height of her career, when most should applaud, when most should celebrate, some choose to down. So you know what I do in this moment? I choose to not only put my baby sister up, but make you guys realize why she deserves to be up. #1 movie in Girls Trip. She started a movie called High School with Me. She's on a TV show with Tracy Morgan called The Last OG. She's got a movie coming out that Tyler Perry did with her, Whoopi Goldberg, Tika Sumpter, and many more. She's got another movie coming out with Melissa McCarthy. And in return, received an Emmy and SNL. Filming the special with Showtime, just got a deal with Netflix to go and tape another special.
It's one thing to say that someone is speaking down on an individual, but if you pay close enough attention to what Katt was saying, Katt wasn't necessarily speaking down on her. What it sounded like he was saying is speaking some degree of truth as far as we know. Because that's all we can accept it to be is either a true statement or a false statement. So that it just being speaking down on somebody, what I mean is he was saying that kind of like how Kevin Hart is, they appeal to a certain type of audience. Katt was saying that Tiffany Haddish appeals to a white audience more so than a black audience, which is the reason why she's in the position that she is. Same thing he was saying about some of those other comedians like Kevin Hart. And both of them, as we all know, have a mixed audience. But there could be some truth to that statement that maybe Katt Williams understands much better than we do, being that we're on the outside looking in, and he's a part of that industry.
I see a woman as well deserving of the position that she's in. And primarily I see a girl that's now positioned to open doors for this younger generation
know what? I'm praying and I'm good. You know, so it's okay. We're moving forward and it's one of those things.
All right. Well, we got 1,000 comments on our social media. People are saying,
just like Katt said, hey, look, when we gonna make it go viral. Tiffany Haddish understood. Like, oh, Katt spoke about me. I'm famous now. Take a page out of Tiffany Haddish book. Wanda, why don't you?
all right, well, we got 1,000 comments on our social media. People are saying, I appreciate the transparency on the radio to clear the air. Another comment, I'm sorry, but Wanda started it.
She did. We all know this.
Your ego got hurt. You guys have been the face of Atlanta. And Frank, for you to allow this to go on as long as you did is incomprehensible. You should have known to cut the interview. A lot of tweets about support and about how Atlanta loves us. Yeah, and you know that Katt Williams was very disrespectful.
And Katt Williams was disrespected, and all he did was stand his ground and hold his own.
Those are the type of calls that we're getting on, comments we're getting online off of our posts. Do you have anything to say before we close?
I mean, I think I've, said my piece, and I just, I don't like stuff like that. I just don't. I did not want to be going back into Atlanta. I did not. Not even for a moment.
You're gonna lose.
Just didn't. I admitted that ain't my thing. That's not what I do. So, and when people said that I shouldn't have, I didn't say I blamed you. I just said I felt like, at some point, yeah, it should have been cut off. But yeah, you're right. I could have cut off myself. But,
But do you understand what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You didn't know where
Well, I'm not the comedian, so I just see two comedians going back and forth.
I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay. And I'm okay.
Okay.
Hey. Tell me her face. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bring this woman down, I promise you. But look at her face right here. This looks like the face of defeat. This looks like the face of I lost. This looks like the face of I am ruined. Tell me it didn't.
Okay, so we're done.
Yeah, that's it. I just wish,
okay, so we're done.
Yeah, that's it. I just wish, that it could have ended a better way with Katt and I and in love, and instead of all of this extra stuff.
You think you should reach out to him?
That's not how to, how to do things.
Right.
And, I'm a woman, he's a man, and, this is our comedy world.
What would you say to him if you had a chance to talk to him?
I think that there's a lot of hurt there, like all the things that we watched in the news. One of the callers mentioned that, he's got a lot going on. And you never know what a person is going through. You never know what a person is feeling inside. So, I don't know.
And that's prime reason why you shouldn't come at them in the way that you did. Listen to yourself.
Live walking life. Money isn't everything. Money isn't love. Money doesn't buy health. Money doesn't.
I don't know why she's talking about money now. I'm going to go ahead and end the video off here. I haven't heard much about Wanda, what she got going on these days. I hope she's doing well, because this didn't end well for her. This did not end well for her. Something like this happening to your career could really take a toll on you. So, again, hope she's doing well. Anyway, y'all leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See you.
Hearty, hefty breakfast. And when you finish, you had something to eat.
All I gotta do is want it, and it belongs to me. So because of that, because I'm favored by God, like when I see people's wives and stuff, I don't even look at them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to look at nothing I don't want to have. Because I know how blessed I am. If I look at it, I got it. That's how Diddy be feeling.
Now, come on, man. Come on. So, you're not supposed to look at anything that you don't want.
Not me personally, just because God has given me literally everything I ever even pump faked like I want. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing is I don't have a type of woman. Every woman that I ever had as a type, I ended up getting her. Now she's not the type anymore. Now I understand that every woman is a one-on-one. Like, you can't really have types.
What?
Because, see, I tried to ask you something about marriage. Then
I ain't said nothing about no marriage.
Yeah, you did. When you rewind the tape, you let it out. You was like, so you ever gonna get married? And then you took it back. It's okay. It's okay. I was known as a photographic memory.
Are you?
I'm not against it. Like, most people that are not married is because they're afraid of commitment. It's not that like that for me. It's just the whole time I wanted to be married, I had kids, so I had to try to fill my wife's place before she got there. So I'm already got kids without a mother, but so now I got to be doing laundry. I'm washing dishes. I'm reading stories. I'm having to nurture. I'm having to do all of this, and I got to the point where I didn't need the wife. I'm doing it, and we're doing it, and I'm not replacing a woman in their lives. I'm letting them see that that's just the only thing that we don't have. And it was easier for me to do that because you have to understand that all of the kids I'm raising at this point, they have fathers. You see? They have a mother. You see? I'm a different person. I'm raising you. And so that needs to be done with the other respect for the others that put work in as well. So yeah, I never had a problem getting married.
What's one of the one things you try to teach your kids?
I don't teach anybody anything that's over 18. I've done the work I was going to do, but as kids, I really just tried to teach the things that can be bought, your integrity, trying to live your life in a way that you yourself could be proud of if you had to look back on it. And I didn't do very good at leading by example, but behind the scenes, that's never what I was pushing. They understood that because of my stance, there was a certain thing that would come my way. Mm-hmm. And so accountability and responsibility is part of what you're teaching. Is that, you know, even if you're doing the greatest thing in the world, there's this thing called no good deed goes unpunished. Like, there's a real Murphy's Law. Like, basically in raising kids, you're just trying to give them a better manual and an outline of how life works than your parents gave you. You know, and so that's how I did it.
How do you avoid toxic women? Hey, give me. I mean, because obviously, you know, you like women.
I do, and I probably like toxic ones more than that's because because toxic women are exciting, and that's just a fact. Part of toxicity is exciting. I'd rather skydive with her. But if you